like for costing and tax paper, I've done an analysis for law paper as well. Okay, for 2022 syllabus. So first we will see the MCQ pattern. So MCQ pattern, there is a strict pattern that is followed. First question is always a question, it's a general question about the constitution and the other aspects. Second question is from Contract Act. Third, from Sale of Goods. Then negotiable instruments, LLP one question, Factories Act one question, and then the seventh question, it keeps changing. It is either EPF, Code of Wages, gratuity, any of the other laws. And then we have Companies Act and we have Business Ethics, two questions. So here, if you study Companies Act, Business Ethics, and Contract Act, Sale of Goods Act, okay, only four topics you have studied. Still, you can score somewhere around 20 marks, 20 on 30. So in law, the portions to be covered, there are so many acts to be studied. The portions to be covered is vast, but it is a scoring paper. This paper will help us to score the aggregate. It is easy to get around 60 marks in law paper. So either you can prepare everything, but if there is a time constraint, then prepare Ethics, Companies Act, Contract Act, and Sale of Goods Act. Ensure that these four topics you know thoroughly end to end. Okay? It is not that we are studying little of all the acts. I've studied a bit of Factories Act, some portions of Partnership Act, some portions of Code of Wages, some portions of Companies Act. That strategy will not help us to clear the paper. The strategy that you have to take is see what is the maximum, what is the topic from where you get maximum marks. And ensure you cover all the components of that particular act so that even if a question comes from anywhere in the act, you should be in a position to answer. Okay, so this is a strict format that is followed. So Companies Act is 10 marks. You get 10 marks of MCQ. There is 6 questions. So it's 10 to 12 marks is from Companies Act. Then 4 marks you get from Business Ethics. Then Contract Act, 1 question, Sale of Goods Act, 1 question. So totally out of the 15 questions, 50% is from Companies Act, Business Ethics, Contract Act, and Sale of Goods Act. Other questions from other acts. Then coming to the 7-mark questions. 7-mark questions, you have to answer 5 out of the 8 questions. And the first question is regarding Indian Contract Act. Like if you see the past questions, it is features of a contract. What are the features of e-contract? What is a contingent contract? What are different types of contract? So a particular question from Indian Contract Act. Second one, what are the rights of an indemnity holder, bailer, liabilities of a surety, difference between indemnity and guarantee, again covering your Indian Contract Act. So 14 marks 2A, 2B will be from Indian Contract Act. So Indian Contract Act will fetch you 14 plus 2, that is 60 marks. Then the second question is a combination. You are getting one question from partnership and the other question either from Sale of Goods Act or from Negotiable Instruments Act. So constantly there is a question from partnership and then from negotiable instrument, then contract and sale difference, Indian Contract Act. So it keeps changing. 3B keeps changing. 3A, consistently, it is either from partnership or LLP. Then we come to 4A and 4B. 4A and 4B is testing the other acts, other labor laws, like wages, code of wages, EPF, ESI, Okay. So 4A and 4B is a 14-mark question covering other labor business laws and other labor laws. Then 5A and 5B completely on Companies Act. 6A and 6B again on Companies Act. So Companies Act is 14 into 2, which is 28 marks. Here it is 14 marks in contract. This you get 28 marks. Then ethics, 100% there'll be a question on ethics. And ethics is the scoring part of this law paper. Never think that ethics is something that I can take lightly and I'll be able to write something on my own. No. Ethics, you need to study, you need to go through the study material and remember the pointers, remember the subheadings. So if there is a question on code of ethics, you should know what are the code of ethics that is given, that is mentioned in your book. And those headers are very important. What you write under the header is you can write in your own words, but the headings should be as per what is given in the study material because that is what will help you score marks. So you cannot take it lightly. You have to remember the headers. And it is a 14-mark question, easy to score because it's very easy to remember the components of code of ethics. It is very easy to remember what are the different kinds of business ethics. So you need to remember only the kinds and then you can explain in your own words. So these are the scoring areas in law paper. So never leave ethics, never take business ethics very lightly because it can be a game changer for you. Then case study question, again case study question will be from Companies Act or Indian Contract Act. So there also you can score 14 marks if you are thorough with Companies Act and Contract Act. So just Companies Act, Contract Act, studying Companies Act, Contract Act and Sale of Goods Act, you can score about 56 plus 14 in this 2A and 2B, around 70 marks. So close to 90 marks, 70 in the main questions, that is 7-mark questions, and about 20 marks in your MCQs. It comes from these 4 topics. Ethics, Companies Act, Contract Act, Sale of Goods Act. So this 4 topics, if you are thorough, close to 90 marks you will be able to attempt in your exam. Okay, so I want you to give more importance to these 4 act and then later on give the secondary importance to code of wages because next important topic other than this is code of wages, ESI, EPF, gratuity. So how to approach those topics is that go with the questions in your study material, that is the book back questions and the repeated questions in the question paper. So whatever questions have been asked in the past, prepare for those questions, prepare for the book back questions. So in that way, you will be able to get an idea of other topics also. And in case if you want to attempt 3A or 3B, you will be in a position to attempt and write something that is relevant to this particular act.